Alright, so I know you notice that we're staying very constant on education because there's new life rapidly coming, new employees rapidly, coming in. So they need to know the same blueprint and the same pattern and healthy habits of achieving a great life. Alright? So, understanding training is understanding that knowing you'll never need to use any of these weapons, but it's still very extremely important to understand how to use these weapons and combat training only to secure very effectiveness on eliminating any healthcare risk. Because you understand how once it starts getting toxic over a rumor or he say, she say, then it toxifies the community. And then everybody's confused. And then they lose value of one another. And then they become careless of one another. And then somebody that's not the problem sees you as an idiot, not knowing your situation. And the whole time you were psyched out and you didn't even know it. We do not want some idiots using us and seeing us just as fucking heads. We don't want them to see us, and I'm talking to all government officials around the world. We don't want them seeing us as, like, looking at us like a joke. Oh, they're stupid, they don't know what they're doing, they're always entertaining conflict, they're pointless. And then now they fucking run tests on us. You do not want that. Which is why you need to understand the reason and extreme importance of PT training, combat training. It's just to understand how to use these weapons, how to effectively eliminate any healthcare risk. And then you keep it back in PT, and it needs to remain very, very constant. But you always leave it back in PT, because the real definition of the government, police, military, border patrol, helping hands and manpower is all we are. We cook, clean, build, making sure everybody's under healthy living standards. We always lead by example, good, better examples, lead, stability. They have poor examples, they come in front of us. Hey, this is how we do it. Hey, how's it going? Let's just make sure we're all following the rules. We're all following them together. If we don't, then we're all doomed. Right? Keeping good relationships internationally guarantees our privacy and consumptions to be respected. This is why everybody's happy, our neighbor countries are happy. To never see shit, it starts with you. Stop giving power to shitty narratives and say, hey, you see, I told you so. No. Instead saying, that's short-lived, there's a better way. And then you lead. You give that right direction. We're builders, cleaners, helpers, caring. We're kind and respectful to all. Now we've accumulated helping hands and great equity and friendships, bases all over the world, and we're not going to let it go to waste. Now we have joining Olympic squads for all government official agencies as well to run drills and have it fun. everyone equally knowledgeable, because it's already obvious what's short-lived. All right? We're not going to allow a lot of people to be adapting to their own paranoia. You need to start walking with God. Because there's no reason why anybody should be getting tased. There's no reason why anybody should be pepper sprayed in training. When you talk to a vet, now you know, hey, it's fucking pointless. We don't even fucking see it. We know how to never see shit. Build, spread the good word, always remain constant in education and new life. You need to know the difference, and that's what makes all of the training and why you come outside make sense. Now you know that every step you take is very, very potent and very, very important. Every breath you take reflects on the actions and the initiative you take. Animals need to be fed. Animals need to be healthy. Animals' surroundings need to be very, very spotless clean. New life keeps coming in. There's always going to be tons of work. People want to eat. In a single day, tons around the world are going about their day very rapidly. Life moves fast, extremely fast. Illnesses become airborne. You need to follow mandatory healthcare guidelines. Increase wages internally the healthiest way. Every staff member, $10, $20 for a guaranteed wage increase every 3 months. Take it to the bank for a separate account for healthcare aid for your business and establishment to always be healthy under any fluctuation of the economy. I don't want you to be getting confused out there. It's all the good word and it's all educational. I just want you to understand when you're always on that right path, it comes with constant education, constant reminders, constant, warning signs of what to look out for, examples we went through, even if you have to repeat it in a different way, different scenarios, and that's why the movies are very important. That's why, media and internet is very important, and everybody voicing themselves is very important. You do not want to take that away. It's a humongous world. One sector of a team lead, if you think, oh, that's not what it been, or hey, it's not even like that, you don't know what we go through. Well, dude, that doesn't define the whole world. You have poor leadership there then. So before embarking on your training, you got to understand why it's very important to train. To become very effective when the obvious problem presents itself. So you can eliminate any healthcare risk immediately. It's all healthcare. And then back at PT. Now, we all do it for life, dude. It's all for life. I don't want you to be coming out the door, toxifying yourself, judging individuals, like shit's always about to pop off. That's not life. That's not what we do it for. You always come out, be a nice helping hand, making sure everybody's, under very extremely luxurious, healthy living standards. Now you know how to increase your wages healthy. Now you know how to get funded by every real estate project Scope out a land, survey it, get a team going. Now you know how to get funded, contractors. Now you can have fun with architecture. You're gonna give to the detainees. They want to keep living in that great house, they keep building with us. This builds great firmness in education. Nobody's ever gonna want to go anywhere else. They're gonna be living a great life, great correction. We won't see crime again, and along with that, we're gonna legalize all drugs, healing plants, brews, age restriction. So now it's organized and designated where it should be. Now anybody out there that has drugs in their hands, come onto the pharmacy. They're gonna be testing it, running it. If it is what it is, they distribute it properly. If it's shit, they throw it away. We don't want people out there in the streets making up drugs that's gonna harm us. Because even if you don't do it directly, it's like you're still doing it, dude. Because people aspirate. We are not going to be careless. We've seen that way too many times. It all comes down to the lack of being constant educating new life, because life keeps producing very, very rapidly. And I don't want to be keeping on highlighting the obvious issue that I don't want to be going through and others don't want to be going through, is that tampering with human bodies, using our bodies as a conductor for electrical source to use us like a phone. That needs to be eliminated completely, dude. Whoever it is. Because it's a healthcare risk. It makes people sick. It overworks and you're just psyching people out. There's no reason. I don't know if it's a couple kids, people working with the label that try to scope people out and they work with some feds. That's not even half of it. There's labels that we've heard pay, contracts to work with these labels just to enter the field of government. Not even a year, 9 months. Dude. And then they get paid $1 million or this and that just to work with them. And then a vet says, oh, don't worry about it, you do that, and then we'll show you everything else. And then they do some dumb shit. And then they implement new rules, and then that's why you're seeing pepper spraying the new employees, tasing new employees. That's not going to be allowed. It's a fucking healthcare risk, and the people are not the problem. That's why we present partnerships with an equal balance with the public and facilities to further education and correction and healthcare, disease prevention. Somebody thought they wanted to take over. Dude, we've seen this shit, dude. And they base it off of what? A movie? They get in their fucking head. And that's not even half of it. Nowadays, somebody has too much time in their hands to fucking try to mind control us. And they're gonna fail because we're always with God. If you're unaware, then of course they're gonna have the obvious problem with you. You stay with God, you walk with God, under any circumstance, you won't be fazed. You ignore that shit and you stay right path. You always stay in great standing. You always remain in the present. Be there for one another everywhere in the world. And that's how the obvious problem always presents itself. Always. You do never get the problem situated when you're always going out and then just mad dogging and just always toxifying your mind with shit. You never get the problem. Now they can confuse you. And then you're already influencing yourself and wanting to believe shit's gonna fucking pop off any minute. So it doesn't give you that focus. And then it robs you from your present day, it robs you from life, it robs you from peace and happiness. Always know the foundation. Helping hands, I got your back. You're gonna have to be in healthy living standards. Look at the rules. This is what we went through, in the fields. We gotta make sure you're healthy because, dude, if I'm sick, you're sick, everybody else is sick. Your health is a reflection of my health is a reflection of your health. Dude, you just got to be very, very honest and real. And God's good all the time. It's God every turn. God, when I'm talking to him, I'm talking to God. When I'm talking to her, I'm talking to God. When I'm talking to the animals, I'm talking to God. God every turn. God is good all the time. Always tell yourself that. When things get confusing, when they try to psych us out, they will never prevail. We're going to have more life to live. Eliminate total crime completely. Become way more healthier. God's health. All of our surroundings around the world amplified, brand new roads. You're going to be directed right. No more pointless investigation. You're going to be builders, cleaners, helping hands. You're going to wait with us, cook with us, be in the restaurants with us, everything. Internationally. You're going to go to sports with us. Anything that's on payroll in the whole world. And then make it fun. Intervals. 1 year you're stationed in food, 1 year you're stationed in restaurants, 1 year you're stationed in retail, 1 year you're stationed in sports, events, planning. Make it fun. Deep sea diving, taking care of marine life, taking care of their surroundings in the ocean. It's a humongous ocean. And feces to a point, yes, clean up naturally the surroundings, but you also got to make sure that, our renewable resources on land is not toxifying the surroundings of the animals as well in the ocean. So you got to have like a filterization equipment. There's tons of like effective right direction to make this amount of money to where it's already being implemented as soon as I'm broadcasted on out there. They take effective immediately. It's all of our families together, and for a better life, because we all do this for life. We don't want nobody isolating themselves in a certain mindset when certain training is going to be very unimportant, but it's very important to understand that it's very effective to always remain constant on, because if an obvious obstacle presents itself, now we're better prepared. All right? We're not going to half-ass it here before we go to the next planet. Right now we have great, transportation. That's very, very important to see no risk back and forth to planet to planet to planet. Dude, get excited for a great life, literally. Rule number 1, spread the good word, be kind to all, no favorites. If you see shit and you don't see what you want to see, well, that's limiting, because people have their own ways of thinking this and that for them personal gain, or I don't know, dude. Some people view things differently than others, so keep it simple. Stay following the rules, making sure everybody's healthy within the foundation. Increase the wages. You always, lead, make sure you educate on things that are 100% real time, great results, no risk to anybody's health, roof over their head, brand new vehicles that they can get, clothes. You need to sew the clothes still. Make sure that everyone in the harvest are always going to be, clean food, everything's running smoothly, new life is being educated. You're going to also be teaching them. Nobody's above and positioned above anybody else. You teach along with everybody else. It's a humongous world. There's not going to be no room for anybody to be toxifying themselves. You understand, when you see all of this horrific things happen, it's part of the good word, and it's real life experiences, and this is what happened, and this is a result of it. Nobody bases their life on anything else out of the blue other than everything that's presented to this day. It's already time to quit that bullshit. It's short-lived. And you're not going to be thinking you're cool, trying to dictate the surroundings, thinking you're this and that, off of crime. No, it's short-lived. Off what, a minute? A minute of, oh yeah, it's you, and then people don't even want to be around you. So you always need to understand the difference and why everybody approaches things. It's all educational. Now get to work and enjoy your friendships.